Alright. Creepy. But as one of my nurturers likes to say, humans have their eyes in front. That means we're a predator. So, yep, I just called down to the town of Albion because I'm going to use the food bank today. And interestingly enough, right when I need the food bank, they haven't had a shipment, so the shipment will come in tomorrow and they'll have the food bank next week that is going to be open today, but limited. So that was interesting. She went in town and bought some stuff. So I asked what the limits were and she gave me a rundown and it sounds like I can handle it. Um, so that's amusing as far as cues go. And yeah, she's just really well trained. I mean, her grandma is pearl necklace, and her mom, I remember was pretty good with the bullwhip. Or I just remember she was scary, and then the recent and the teenagers and all this stuff. So yeah, and yeah, Creepy Star is one of those kind of girls that has like she's the cute one, and then she has like the fat friend. Sorry for saying the fat word, but that used to be my word, and it still kind of is. So anyway, the chubby best friend, and then so how that predatory relationship or co-enabled relationship works is that the skinny cute girl gets to feel virtuous and also keeps complete control, and anytime she has even the slightest bit of PMS she can take it out on her chubby friend by saying some rude offhand oops, didn't even notice I said it type thing. And so then she also got to feel be whatever virtuous when that one back there, she kept pushing me and pushing me. She pushed me and pushed me for years. They told me they were gonna, they could shoot. Well, they threatened to shoot me with a shotgun, and then when they were just joking, like in a good mood, they told me they could shoot the 45 caliber gun would go all the way through that wall over there of my trailer, me, and this wall over there, just in one pass through. But just joking, just kidding. So, I mean, and it went on and on. And they're like, then my mom would be in the background, what? They don't pay the rent. Because what they were doing was setting up drama where I was going to be like rescuing my mom and they were going to be the bad guys and it would look like that. But really, what it was that the whole neighborhood was in on the joke that I was the one that everybody was after, including my mom being after me. And in fact, I did rescue her from the people behind me who want this property, and from, frankly, her husband who wants her property and this property, and he's from Kansas, people. And yeah, he's a douchebag. He is an evil bad man. And she started going out with him when I was in California, kept telling me about Ron, Ron, Ron. And then when I came back up here, Ron, 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 and I'm pregnant, and we're broke down, and we're at the old gas station on Stadium Way where McDonald's is now. And Jason's helping us. And in pulls the Pullman appliance van, and it's just like this van with this man in it that I'm just like horrified. And he's got like a handful of straggly weeds, and my mom goes over there, and I mean she's a house cleaning lady, and so I just figured, I'm like, it's the same man that threatened me with his riding lawnmower last summer. And then told the judge that the guard went over my toes, but that the blade wasn't anywhere near my toes, even though he couldn't see the blade. And he was threatening me, and he actually ran the guard up across my toes, that he was positive that it wasn't actually going to get my toes. Okay, dude. And the judge is like, okay, yeah, we don't need a restraining order for that kind of behavior. That's good landlord tenant behavior. I'm like, fuck You, predator. But of course, that's not what I did. I was just like, never been in your courtroom before, douche. Haven't heard about anybody peeing in coffee cups in your courtroom, douche. But anyway, yeah, he was an evil man. I hope that. Anyway, so yeah. So here comes Pullman Appliance, and I'm just like, God, oh my God. And then she comes back carrying this straggly, weedy pseudo bouquet. Like people around here, they'll pick someone else's flowers, hand it to you like they were thoughtful and brought you some flowers, and you just want to fucking barf on their head. So, I was like, who was that? She said, that's Ron. I was like, oh my God. But of course, that's who it would be. Couldn't be anyone else. So here we are in this town, and that would have been the joke. And the honest truth is that he's after her property too, because he's been down here several times. And I mean, even this time, he's like trying to get his property back. And it was funny in court. Then he's all like introducing my mom, who's sitting behind him, acting like a scared rabbit, not like someone that ever carried me into the police station by the back of my hair, threw me on the floor so that I sprawled and almost hit my face on the floor. Yeah, that never happened. She's sitting behind her husband, who's like about 8 inches shorter than her, because he's even shorter than me, and apparently I'm a lot shorter than I thought. And so yeah, then he's like, "This is my wife." It's like I just was like, "Yeah, I suppose you don't know that old man Robinson married her to the last husband." So yeah, he pretty much knows who she is. He had lunch with us at Biscuit Root Park. Um, oh, back to I did really actually save. So I did. She was stuck in her house with her hip unable to be used. Like it was like she was on crutches, and her husband and tenants, loving friends, friendly people, had helpfully basically stranded her so she couldn't reach her room upstairs because that staircase was completely full of clutter, and she couldn't go in her office because that room was completely full of clutter. None of this clutter is hers. All of this clutter is Ron's, the husband, lawnmower man. And then she couldn't go downstairs to the basement or out to her car or into town because that staircase was completely cluttered, and the way out to the back door was completely cluttered. So literally she couldn't go out the kitchen back door and down the steep paths because he had insisted on having steep paths. For one thing, he didn't allow any terracing when they put the house in. So it's all at a really steep, fucking disgusting angle so that all the barn slop, just like what they've done out here with digging and screwing around with my yard, so that they create an angle so that all the slop comes to your house. So that's what I see. The old school, and I do think they're Klan. I think that Northrop, the Virginia governor, he said that the KKK rides again just so we could know. And obviously, looks like the other people, the other side, is being like, there's no skin color, because that's what it was like when I was a little kid. I was counted as white. I had to talk about, and we weren't allowed to know anything about systemic racism or anything like that. We weren't allowed to talk about it. It's like being molested and not being allowed to tell. Nice people don't talk about that. Nice people just take their shame and shut up. Someone's gonna kill you soon. And I don't give a fuck, because this is going on private. And technically, no one sees my stuff, even though everybody does. I can't believe the level of disgusting, evil people. So basically, this is kind of like a bandit town. It's like a robber town. They suck some prey in, look all helpless, and play this victim card. And it's, oh God, it hurts my energy just to even think about it. It makes me feel sick. It's like when you're giving a massage and you hit a really ill spot on a body and you just almost want to vomit on the table. So, yep, I've been down at the food bank before and they've filled up my hood helpfully with boxes of cookies. Same group of people where I touched their person barely on the arm to prevent her from stumbling out my door and having an accident, and that got called hostage holding. But they're allowed to, so, yep, I'm going to go down there because I don't have any way to get into town and we got to have some kind of supplies. So, nope, I'm not comfortable going down there. Yep, I feel threatened. Yep, I've been physically threatened by these people. The woman that I talked to on the phone today, oh, so sweet, virtue signaling, BFF chubby people down here. So back to that. So then she got to, when I got driven to call it, so I'm finally getting the garbage. I was at the point where I, I was so sick. They had me helpless. They had me completely helpless. So just like they had my mom penned up in her area with a broken hip and all her stuff. Then they had me down here poisoning me and keeping me sick and keeping my yard like this and harassing me, harassing me, harassing me, harassing me, harassing me, except for I went through this at 12, went through it again when Savannah was an infant, so at 24. Um, and they're criminals. And I've seen that woman babysit. And I've been told that she's going to beat me up over and over and over repeatedly by these scared people that are like so scared of me and they're like so glad to have someone bigger than, I don't know, it's disgusting. So she finally, after I'd been putting my garbage out, then the first thing that I did when I got money, my disability, I got garbage service. They've been jacking the garbage service up $5 or $10 a year ever since then. Same with the water and sewer. Um, so, so when I was cleaning that garbage out, all the gangbangers who'd actually tried to steal the garbage out of there, I caught one of them taking it. I told her, I was like, I told you not to take any of my garbage. And, that's why these people don't even, a lot of them didn't even have garbage service here because this, like the original place, one of the original places, gotta be where people go through your garbage, like Sybil's mother. So yeah, schizophrenia. There's quite a bit of schizophrenia here. It's probably a result of too close of inbreeding, which is why they want the black people to be. I mean, obviously you guys were picking your overseer race. That's what the games have been about. And black people hate Pakistani people as much, and Chinese people, and Asian people, and Mexican people, and so they'll be perfect overseers, and they'll look like the racist ones, and the white people will look like innocent. My mom is so good at acting innocent. All these people are so good at acting innocent. So yeah. So when I finally like went out and I was able to like get my garbage and load it up and my mom was playing games with me, she had that super supremacist look on her face like oh ha 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 and all the gangs driving by staring at me cleaning out my garbage and you got big old giant Kristen out there coughing and doing her predatory territorial cough and finally she couldn't handle it anymore and she just like pipes up and says some rude ass thing and I just couldn't even take it. I was like, shut up. And I said, shut up, you, and I couldn't even think of a word. I said, you fat bitch or something like that. And so then everybody just exploded like I was fat shaming her or something. And you know what? Truth hurts. She is. People have said that kind of stuff to me. And all these people that pretend to be her friend and that came over and virtue signaled and gave me a lesson about you can't talk to people like that. All of them do fat shaming and say rude things about fat people behind their back. All of them. Every one of them. That's how I know about the sick dynamic. And so then I always thought that the big girls were like super victims. But no, 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 no. They are predators too, 100%. They just do it a different way. So yeah, watching that whole scene with Christine Blasey Ford was revolting, and terrifying at the same time. And I was astonished to see um, President Trump and his team like stand against that. That's pretty amazing. Can't keep happening though because it's just too many people. And I have nobody. Just me. Me and me and Margaret and Deputy Revis. But they have the whole rest of the sheriff's office and all the money and criminal lawyers to help them and university that has DoD research money and farmers that get $5 million of tax money every year and crop insurance money and it's not like I'm going to quit though. It's like when I was playing chess with Lester and he's like, all you have left is a king and a pawn. Quit, just forfeit. I'm like, no, I'm just going to annoy you. He didn't even cheat. These guys all cheated. That's why I'm so pissed off. Anyway, I don't even know what I was doing here. Oh, saying that I'm really super uncomfortable. I'm gonna go use the food bank later. Mindful's gonna go down there with me. So they will know that my house is gonna be empty and they can just like climb all over it. And we're all having our supplies blocked, apparently. So, in fact, yeah. Maybe she went to Colombia and took money out of the bank before she went and bought supplies.